Welcome back to the Queen of Games YouTube channel. It is Saturday and I am here at Grow a Garden, and this is the continuation of the fairy update part 2 for the second week. So we have a lot going on here. We have this really awesome fairy portal that I better show you before it closes. So you enter in here, you come through, and you got this whole new separate world. Ooh, we got a jumping pad here. Let's see. It's very cute and decorated. Very nice. So you have this person over here named, what is your name? Lumina. And you can say talk. They say, who are you? And it says, I am a luminous sprite. My fairies. We've lost control of them. Please bring them back to us. So then you can say talk again, and you're going to say, how do I catch the fairies? Craft and use the fairy net. So we have fairy nets. We have to make fairy nets. Will safely store my fairies in comfy jars. Okay. And then you say, they're selling stuff too. So you can see everything's locked because I have not, I guess, found any, caught any fairies. You need to catch 100 fairies to unlock. But we have a new enchanted chest this week that has an emerald bud, cardinal, I don't know how to say that, Canthia, a shroomy, which is so cute. I 100% need that pet. An aether fruit and a phoenix. So very cool. Looks like there's a luminous wand, mutation spray luminous sprite pet. So that's cool. There's a bunch of people in here selling stuff, by the way. This is the portal back. There's fairies in here you can catch, talk to. There's a seed shop over here too. So you can say, who are you? I am the Elder Whisper Gardener. I nurture the fairy world with seeds of wonder. So you can say, what are you selling? Again, everything is locked, but you can see there's your enchanted seed pack is now in here. Same things as last week. We have a pixie fern and an untold bell. Cool, cool. Fairies over here to collect. I wish I had a net to be collecting them. I guess I'm just getting fairy points. You also have a cosmetic person in here. Say, who are you? I am the Elder Wisp Architect. I shape the fairy world with beauty and design. And you can see what this thing is selling. It has the Enchanted Crate in here, Glimmering Crate. That's new. So we got a fairy purple chair, Elden fairy lamppost, fairy bookshelf, mushroom lamp, mushroom table, fairy statue, and we have a whisk well. So very cool. And then I think there's one other NPC, which is the pet one right here. And we could say, who are you? What is your name? I am the Elder Wisp Caretaker. I guide kindred spirits to their lifelong companions. So we could say, what are you selling? And that's where we have the Enchanted Egg. Same Enchanted Egg as last week. A wisp, a drake, and a pet Shard Glimmering. So very cool. Tons of stuff. Tons of little fairies running around in here too to collect. I wish I had a net. I will have to craft a net. I guess I'll just go ahead and get, fairy points for them for now. But that's pretty much what you can do in here. And then this is only open every hour. Once an hour. I don't think you can come back in when it closes. So let's go back through. We've returned back. Alright, so here's what the middle of the map looks like. We still have our Fairy Godmother as well as the fishing well. Let's see if there's any new fountain rewards. That looks like it's all the same, so you have a chance to keep doing that. We have this new lady over here. Her name is Fairy Genius. We're going to talk to her. Help fairies by taking them back to the fairy world. So who are you? Well, I am the Fairy Genius. Craft special items and gear using my crafting tools. Okay, so then we can say, what's the fairy ring? The fairy ring appears 30 minutes after the fairies. Use the fairy ring to travel to the fairy world. Got it. Okay. And then, how do I catch fairies? Craft and use the fairy nets. Fairy net, put fairies in jars for their safety. Submit fairies to the luminous sprite for rewards. Okay, so the other new thing is that we have crafting recipe thing over here. And it's all the same stuff that we talked about already, but you can go ahead and craft them over here in the main world. Okay, so one more crafting table. This is where we're going to be able to make the fairy nets. You just need a sunbulb, strawberry harvest tool, and some fairy points. Only takes 30 seconds. This is where the glimmering radar will be now if you want to craft it. Fairy targeter, something new, fairy collar, summon a loose fairy on the map. Fairy power extender extends the duration of the next fairy wave. Luminous one empowers the next fairy to use Luminous instead of Glimmering. And Fairy Summoner summons a fairy wave. So lots of different things we can craft. I'm going to go ahead and craft the fairy net. So all you need is a sunbulb, which is one of the seeds you can get, from the seed pack. Everybody has strawberry seeds. That's like, whoa. And then a harvester. Alright, cool. So we're going to craft that. And that's only going to take 30 seconds. Okay, so here is a fairy. Let me show you how it works with the fairy net. So you just click on it. There. And I collected the fairy. Now let's just look. And here it is in the jar. So I have 2 fairies captured. So you can pretty much just do that when you're waiting for the next event to happen. And then in the fairy world, remember how many fairies we saw? That would be a great time to have a bunch of nets, go in there and collect a bunch of fairies, and make sure you submit your fairies caught in jars. You can either craft them here where you can make these things, or you can submit them for prizes in the fairy world to the sprite. Okay, let's go on a fairy hunt because the ring has just spawned. Looks like the ring is every 30 minutes. So let's see what kind of fairies we can find. Hopefully there's some in here. I don't know. Maybe they only spawn when the fairy event is happening, because I do not see any fairies at this moment. So this is odd. Oh, here's one. Okay, so you just click on it and you catch it. That's all you have to do. And then let's go tell him I have found 4 fairies. Submit all fairy jars. Oh, I only get 4 points, so I really have to catch 100 fairies. Okay, well that's going to take a while, isn't it? That's going to take quite a long time. I don't know if it means when a fairy has appeared somewhere that it means it appeared over here. I don't see any fairies. Okay, so there is an obby in the fairy world. I just figured it out because, like, look, there's an orb here on the mushroom, and I got 500 fairy points. So there is a lot of hidden details in here besides just collecting fairies, which are now spawning all over the place. There's orbs, and you see these jumping pads? That helps you get to other parts of the obby. And see this little moving platform? There's stuff to do all over here. It's crazy. Just the more you explore, the more you find. So there you go. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this week's update. Lots of fun, different things you can do. You have the obby in the fairy world. You have catching fairies, new chest, and all that good stuff to make the event even more exciting. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe for more weekly Grow Garden content. Bye!